If you weren't anything like me and are just wondering, what do you do if a bear passes out on your porch? Yeah, you got home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a world that we live in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be sure to subscribe. If you're on Facebook, head over to our YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe to that. Subscribe to the podcast. The podcast is up on Spotify. It's up on iHeart. Just go ahead and subscribe, follow all that stuff. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting, and all of that. And we'll get back to those comments as we move forward. So thank you so much for being here. It is a post. I don't know why, but I have been calling the eclipse the apocalypse this entire time. I have no idea why I keep saying apocalypse every time I think of eclipse. And no, that's not a conspiracy theory or anything like that. I did not think that yesterday was going to be the apocalypse. I just kept saying apocalypse when I was talking about the eclipse. And what an absolute nothing burger that was, at least here in the Valley. It was just, okay, cool. And, people debating whether or not to have a dog outside during the eclipse and all of this nonsense. It's over now. Just like that. We don't have to worry about that type of an eclipse for another 20 years. So we got 20 years to prepare for it. And I don't know. I don't know what else you do. Make people think, make people think that they've got to have a plan for the next, again, I almost said apocalypse. Holy mackerel. It is turkey season. I don't know if you've been checking out on Facebook, social media, all that. The amount of amazing turkey photos I'm getting from across the nation, it's just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, my buddy just went turkey hunting, and I mean, just ripped a thunder chicken. This thing was gigantic. Travis, great job on that thing. He said that was actually one of the smaller. The beard was about as big as my forearm. I'm thinking wherever you're hunting, and I didn't ask him where he was. I guess I should have asked him where he was, because that's where I want to be. If I want a turkey, I want to hunt turkey with him, because he said that was one of the small ones. I mean, come on. Why do we have to? Why? And that's another thing. If you do, just drop a beast. I don't care what it is. A deer, an elk, a turkey, bring in a big fat lunker. Just be cool with that. The last thing I want to hear, there's a couple of things that I don't want to hear, and I know that each of you don't want to hear as well. And those things are very simple. I don't want to hear, oh yeah, that was one of the smaller ones. I passed up a couple of things. I know it's a 5x5 whitetail, but I more of a management kind of whitetail. There's some bigger ones out there. I just, I just pass and let them live to another season. I don't want to hear that. Be happy, proud of your harvest, just like we all are. I mean, here in Arizona, you go deer hunting, spike is a trophy. So just please understand that when you're doing that and you're sharing your pictures, this was just one of the little ones. Oh, yeah. Look at this 9.5-pound largemouth. But I caught a few bigger ones earlier in the day. So, I just didn't keep them. My camera wasn't ready. I dropped my phone. Yeah. No, because A, we don't believe you. And B, just be happy with what you got. Yeah. That's what it is. Oh, yeah, I got an elk this year. It's great. I was up in 7 West, got an elk this year. It's really good. Yeah. It's 6x6, 300-inch. Yeah, passed on some big ones, though. Early on, I passed on some bigger ones. I was thinking I was going to get the big trophy, set the state record. So I just settled on this little one. Stop. Just be happy with what you got. Be happy and proud of what you got. So next time I talk to Travis, I'm going to get after him about that. Tell me this is one of the small ones. I don't want to hear any of that noise at all. We will obviously, as we're getting used to now, end the show with one of the goofiest poaching stories you're going to hear. So I'm going to keep that going, and we're going to be expanding the show as well, expanding it through the week as we do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. There's going to be some bonus content on there that you can subscribe to as well. So looking forward to that. So we're also going to get to a little bit later in the program what to do if a bear passes out on your porch, because it happened. Yeah. So let's talk about it. This is one of the turkey hunting is one of the most difficult things you do. Turkey hunting is a skill. It's almost, to me, I equate it to fly fishing. And I hope you give me a little bit of a runway here, because fly fishing there is so much technique and finesse and art to fly fishing that I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it at all. I'm terrible at it. My buddy Slavo, Chef Eddie Matney, they both offered to have me out to teach me how to fly fish. And I've got a lot of people from Trout Unlimited that would love to teach me to fly fish. I'm almost I'm almost intimidated to learn. There's so much finesse involved. And I think that that is the same thing with turkey hunting. Turkey hunting isn't like deer hunting. Let's say in the Midwest, deer hunting is get up in a stand, get down on a ground blind, sit and wait. Really is. It's essentially just your grocery shopping. You're just waiting for the one you want, or trophy shopping, whatever you want to do. But you basically rely on what comes by, unless you've lived in the Midwest your whole life, and then most likely you're doing that from a truck. But I digress. Here in Arizona, deer hunting is you might see a deer, you might not see a deer, but you've got to get in. You've got to put in the legwork. You got to put in the glassing time. You got to get up to the top of the hills. You got to train. You got to do all that stuff. It's just a different program. Turkey hunting is turkey hunting. Wherever you go, turkey hunting is turkey hunting. You are calling in a turkey. You need to learn another language and understand you're hearing. When you hear where it came from. It's going in freeze zone. I can't watch it. I was away. No. But here comes more to turkey are really and they're that's why these they are because that's because the so they talk about that and we're I'm going to do this and years ago you need I'm not talking about it's not exactly and it was they can. So if you're out there stinking and smelling like bacon, they know it. They're not stupid. They're like, something ain't right. Get your decoys right and all of that as well. So if you're gonna go turkey hunting, this is definitely things you need. And really, I found is that Turkey now a little bit. So there you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Seems like, oh, I have a bad connection. Did I say, oh, did Chris is really is it back? Oh, I'm completely breaking up. Oh man, we'll switch over to YouTube and see what it's doing because mine seems like it's cooking right now. Internet speed up. Everything seems to be going well. Yeah, let me know, man. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Well, there we go again. Okay, 11:4. Okay. Well, let's say okay. So if we got a little choppy, I apologize. So we were talking about some turkey hunting, which turkey hunting is alive and well and cruising. Thanks, Grizz. Appreciate it. Kim, appreciate it. Yep, we're back up and running. And maybe it's a Facebook issue. I have no idea, but I do apologize. So here we go. This is one of the weirdest stories, and it brings me back to a couple of other stories. So I want to bring this up to you. Oregon black bear is in a little bit of trouble. Actually, he's in a lot of trouble. He was euthanized after confronting a woman at her door and passing out on a nearby porch. Now, this gets me into the whole world of conservation. I'm a huge conservationist, so this is interesting to me because I don't like it. I really don't like it. If you move, live, vacation, hunt, hike, bike, anything in an area where there are bears or predators, guess what? Live with it. You're going to have to. Not this damn bear's fault. He's rolling by and smells bacon. So he's like, all right, hey, I'm going to roll up to this door. I'm going to roll it where I smell bacon. That smells really nice. I like that. What these guys got going on in there? You guys got something for me? I'd like some bacon. Wait. You guys, eggs? Smells like pancakes. You guys got any pancakes? Nope. bear's not trying to kill you. The bear wants your food, and you're not the bear's food. Unless you go out there slathering bacon all over yourself, which is totally hot. I say that out loud. I kid. But if that's your thing, that's where you live, guess what? You're going to see bears. You're going to see mountain lions. You live out here in different parts of the valley. You're going to see mountain lions. You are. It's just that you go out camping, probably going to run into a mountain lion. Ran into a mountain lion a couple years ago, getting in the gates of the club. They're out there. And same with bears. So what the bear did, the bear was just going from house to house at this point because, hey, sees this kind of looking structure, goes, okay, these have yummy things inside. So I'm going to go up to the next one, and I'm going to see if they have yummy things inside. I'm going to go up to the next one, see if they have yummy things inside. I'm tired. I'm just going to lay out right here. I'm just going to go lay down on this porch. It seems like a nice place to lay out. Little Miss Wilderness Karen calls wildlife agency and said, this is terrible. We can't have this. This bear is terrorizing our neighborhood. Terrorized me, confronted me in my house. I say, this is someone in Oregon, so you understand. I can't have this. They euthanize the bear. I don't even know where to go with this. This is one of the dumbest things I've heard. Explaining that the bear was being intentionally fed by locals. There's your answer. There's your answer. Still no reason to euthanize it. Still no reason to kill a bear. And still relocate the bear. Ain't the bear's fault. This is not the bear's fault. This is essentially baiting. So the neighborhood basically starts feeding this bear somehow. And then the bear wants to know, okay, that's where they're feeding. That's where they're getting the food out of. I'm going to go into there. And a bear gets whacked. I hate it. I can't stand it. I think it's one of the dumbest things ever. I believe in our game and fish department. What Oregon does is what Oregon does. So what Oregon does is what Oregon gets. But this is something that if people have feed out for animals in your area, guess what? You're going to throw off the system. If you have a quail block, Javelina love those damn things, by the way. Quail love those things. So there's a bunch of quail in a certain area. What is that going to attract? It's going to attract the quail's predators. Okay. If you have a salt lick, someone knows exactly who I'm talking about watching this program. If you have a salt lick in your backyard up in the north country of the state, you're going to attract ungulates. And then where the ungulates start to hang out and start to congregate, and then what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Attract predators. And then, we have to euthanize that mountain lion because it came into a neighborhood. Why did it come in a neighborhood? Because there's a gaggle of elk hanging out because they're hanging out and enjoying the salt licks in people's backyards and getting fed peanuts and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone's getting a little nervous. But I'm telling you that there's no reason to take out the predator in this thing. It's wake the people up in the neighborhood and say, listen, bozos, next time old Yogi Bear comes running around looking for his picnic basket, I'm sending him to your house. There you go. I'm not sending the game and fish out. I'm not sending the Forestry Service out to euthanize something that we've been feeding and essentially turned into a pet. Grizz, that's right. Leave my bears alone. If you want to hunt bears, it's legal. Cool. If you want to eat bears, delicious, I hear. But you got to have it tested, kind of off-putting for the whole opportunity to hunt bear. But I'm in. Grizz, if you and I want to have a conversation, we have a conversation. But you know me, I'm a huge fan of game meat. So if bear is ever on basically in my sights for a freezer, then I'm definitely in. But I'm not really actively pushing for a bear tech. I don't know why. No, maybe it's the same reason why I don't predator hunt coyotes. I don't go coyote hunting. It's a big thing here in Arizona, and I love it. I think the people that do it are wonderful people, and it's legal, and it's cool, and it's fun, and it's a great introduction to hunting. But I just don't. I literally don't. I really don't. I don't like seeing a dog get killed. That's it. I don't judge you for it. I've some of my best pals love predator hunting. I think I've had Kara Jensen on this show. Kara Jensen just started in the outdoor world someone she answered some Facebook thing for a predator callers thing, and she's like, okay, I'll go check that out. And she went out there, and she's like a staple in our conservation world here in Arizona now. So I mean, I do believe in it. Yeah, I just love bears too, Grizz. I think they're fantastic. But like I said, if the opportunity, and I think it's right, and in my soul, I'm thinking, yep, this is something I want to do, and this is something I'm being guided to do. My heart tells me I want to do it, then I'm definitely gonna go do it. But you know me though. It's all about we're not wasting a thing on this animal. This is the skull's coming, the pelt's coming, the meat's coming to the freezer. Like everything is done on the up and up. But to euthanize a bear, there was one. If you've been a fan of the program for a hot minute, you probably remember the bear audio, my bear episode that I had, which was one of the most annoying voices on a human being ever. And she was talking to a bear that was eating her kayak. And it was absolutely just, bear, stop it. It was unbelievably annoying and fantastic. So I'm definitely going to have that. I'm bringing that back. Trust me, I'm bringing that back. But what are you going to euthanize the bear? Because the bear is rolling around the lake, looking for fish and just coming off the stream. And then you have your kayak parked there. And he's like, smells like corn nuts. I want to go, let me check what's got back here. It smells like whatever you were eating that day. Bears have fantastic sniffers. And so they are going to think that what is in that kayak, they're going to, and they don't have opposable thumbs. It's going to grab it with their, kind of bat it around with their paws a little bit, pull the seat up and tear it up. What are you going to do? Shoot it? You're in its hood. You're really in its hood. If a couple of bears just come set up shop out here in front of my studio, one might get shot. Like, I'm going to protect myself because you came to my hood. So if I come to your hood, guess what? I'm game, literally and figuratively. So it's just it's so unfortunate to think that the first instinct is to cater to uneducated communities and kill a beautiful bear for doing nothing, doing what a bear does. And a bear does, that's the whole Yogi Bear vibe, was the whole picnic basket thing with Boo Boo. And in Ranger Rick, was it Rick? Help me out with that, guys. Ranger Rick, right? On Yogi Bear? Yeah, so I was in Jellystone Park. But that was it, because he was fed by humans, so now that's all he wants. He wants to go get a picnic basket. And I know I'm getting weird with the cartoon here, but that's the same. If you are feeding wildlife, you are throwing off the system that's going on. I have Ranger Smith, was it? Oh, okay. All right, thanks, Chris. Ranger Smith. Okay, yeah. Where did I get Ranger Rick from? Anyway, if I have my backyard is fantastic. I love my backyard. I've got hummingbirds. I've got woodpeckers. I've got hawks. I've got rabbits. I have a desert tortoise. His name's Fernando. Yeah, Fernando Tortosuela for the baseball fans out there. And it's just like this cool. There's quail. There's so much stuff here. I put nothing out for anything but Fernando. Fernando gets what Fernando wants. But I put nothing out, because if I do that, I have the cutest little baby bunnies. Things are like this big. They are babies. And in the back. And I know there's probably 5 or 6 of them. In a couple of weeks, there's probably going to be 2. Okay? But if I feed them, leave feed out for them, what I'm doing is I'm inviting those owls and those hawks and stuff to just come. This is basically Mike's buffet in the backyard, because I'm feeding their prey. Yeah. I'm feeding what they have. Like, again, salt licks and quail blocks and all of that. Just because you want a gathering of wildlife in your area, understand that gathering of wildlife brings their predators to the table. Is what it does. And if you're feeding in any way, you're feeding these animals, they're not going away. They lose their instinct, or really look, animals aren't stupid. Even if they're working on pure instinct, if the instinct tells them I have to go hunt or forage for something, or I can just go back to the same spot every day and there's food, they're going to choose the latter of the two. So that's what don't. How about that? Just leave the salt licks, quail blocks. leave all that stuff, in on the shelves, and find a new way. Get yourself a nature cam or something, and put that in your backyard, whatever it is. Okay, because this is not not part of our conservation model. Is feeding animals. Just it's not. So stop it. And by the way, if you find some snakes or reptiles that are maybe injured at a place or whatever and need to be relocated from your area, please call the Herpetological Society. Look up places that can come get them. If you have a bird, there's plenty of bird rescues. I had a owl in my house for about a few days until I could get it to the place where we dropped it off at. I forget what it's called. Sorry, but plenty of things to look up online. I found an animal, this and that. Stop jacking with animals, by the way. If you don't have the gloves, if you don't have the precaution, you don't have the carriers, you don't have the time, you don't have the knowledge and know-how, call somebody. Because usually, especially when talking about babies that are in any kind of stress, I would say, I'm just gonna throw numbers out there like we normally do. I'd say the majority of the time, let's put it that way. The majority of the time, mama's watching. You might think that little animal has been abandoned. Mama's watching. Okay? And mama will jack you up. Try taking her baby. They will see you as a threat and act accordingly, no matter what that is. Could you imagine if it's an owl? Rip your face off. What about a deer? Don't think deer are meek. Deer can fight. Have you seen male deer fight when they drop their sheds? So, I mean, they drop their antlers. So every year, ungulates shed their those big giant racks pop off. That's why people go shed hunting. It's totally fun. And that was kind of last month and a little bit into this month. So they go shed hunting and find those wonderful sheds, and they can sell them. There's a lot of money in that market, by the way. But when they don't have their racks, when the racks haven't grown back in, they don't ram each other and smack racks and things like that. They get up and they fight like this. Yeah. But let me tell you something. A deer coming at you, fighting like this, is gonna jack you up. God, there's no way you can. It's gonna lay hooves on you, because there's no way you can get up and get that. I mean, those things are sharp and they come at you. Yeah. As I promised, I did want to wrap this up with one of the funniest poaching cases you're gonna hear. We'll go back to the turkey vibe that we have at the beginning of the show. A man has been cited for hunting turkeys over bait. Okay, and this is in Mississippi. Mississippi Wildlife jumped in, their game and fish department jumped in and totally busted this guy. This guy was placing crickets in his turkey hunting area. So I don't know if he went and bought them in a pet store, he got dried crickets, whatever it is, but that's a super snack. I mean, could you imagine being a turkey? I'd get down on some crickets if I was a turkey. Well, if I was any bird, heck yeah, yummy, right? So that's he was using them for bait, but claimed I didn't know those were there. I mean they're crickets. I mean, they weren't making a lot of noise like they normally do, but here's the deal. The man's been cited, and it, of course, it's not going to be a big thing. I'm trying to look through the actual what the fine was, but I want to help you here. Mississippi Department of Wildlife. He was the commissioner. Yeah. The commissioner of the Department of Wildlife in Mississippi. Just like our commission we have here, our commissioners and our chairman. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boss man. So here's how it works in each state. There's the governor, there's the commission, and then there's the director of game and fish, which is basically the boss man. Here it's Ty Gray, and Ty Gray reports to the commission reports to the governor. That's how it works. And so this clown in Mississippi, no lie, busted for poaching, hunting turkey over bait. He's a commissioner, and he said, I didn't know there was a big giant pile of crickets over there. Who put those? Must be playing a prank. It was that other Commissioner Smith. Oh, he's trying to set me up. Can you imagine if one of our commissioners was busted for poaching? Oh my gosh. And it just goes to show you, especially like in states like Arizona, how crazy tags make people. it really goes to show how crazy tags make people, because you are just a lunatic for a tag. And when you get a tag, you do what you do. I mean, you do whatever you can do. And some people actually tiptoe outside of the lines, and I'm not a fan. And if they just go too many years without a tag, they tiptoe out of the lines with hunting out of season and the like. So here in Arizona, by the way, just so you know, commissioners, if you're listening, Buchanan, Commissioner Sue, whoever's listening to me, Geiler, Chairman Geiler, Kogenauer. If you want to hunt over bait, that's illegal. Yeah, it's illegal here. I get in Mississippi too. If it's anybody else, it's like, okay, yeah, guy took a chance, guy rolled the dice. Basically going the impression, if you ain't caught, it ain't illegal. So they're throwing bait down, and it would be no big deal. This would just be another, okay, whatever. Yeah, some Yahoo got busted for hunting over bait. Dude was a commissioner of game and fish. Holy cow, that's fantastic! What a great story. I doubt he's going to be renewed for another term. Yeah. Or he might be asked to leave. And I think that's basically it. You're going to be asked to leave. I actually hunted over bait one time in a state where it's legal. And nothing happened. I expected every deer to come from far and wide from my acorn range. Woohoo! Acorn range. I know, I call it acorn. Acorn range smells like chocolate chip cookie dough. So I'm like, how in the world? I opened the bag up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. I would eat it. I was looking at the ingredients. I'm like, do I take a little taste there? I guess it's good for the deer. It should be good for me, right? But then, yeah, just put piles of that stuff around. Nothing happened. Because most likely I'm smelling like bacon. So, because, I ain't going hunting without having breakfast. I mean, come on. That's how we do. All right, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Again, share this out if you could. Like, comment, all that. Thanks for playing along. Kim, good to see you. Grizz, appreciate you always. And Eddie, good. I'm glad you made it, my man. And the podcast will be up shortly. So thanks for playing along. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. 11. We'll do it every day. Come on, let's make it happen right here on the Go Show. Have a great day, everyone.